Yeah, it is still definitely gray. We are cloudy. We're socked in with this layer, and it really is not going to break up much today. We are going to stay mostly cloudy. We've got a breezy wind coming in out of the north, which is cool, and that is going to keep a lot of our temperatures in the 70s today, and some of us won't even break out of the 60s. It's 67 right now in Orlando with all the clouds. And look at Ocala, 57. That was our low this morning. We have not climbed yet in Marion County from this morning because that cool air is coming in and because we have so many clouds. So just no sun there to help us out. It is a little warmer in Melbourne at 74, but certainly seeing the story here of that cloud cover keeping those temperatures cooler. And of course, we've got the breeze too that makes it feel even cooler. 10-15 mile-per-hour winds throughout the afternoon, and they're coming in out of the north. So you can see the clouds filling in. It is going to stay mostly cloudy today. Not a lot of rain, but a few little sprinkles. And then I had to bring those high temperatures down just a little bit because some of us won't even make it out of the 60s. We'll talk more about this. I know some of you are ready for a break from the 80s, so you'll certainly get it today. And then we'll talk more about more 70s on the way this week coming up in just a few minutes. Jason, Michelle. If you are just waking up, the storm is moving north-northwest at 14 miles per hour. It is still a major Category 3 storm, and now it is east-northeast of the Cape by 35 miles. That indicates that it is starting to make its northerly track here and roll past the Cape and up into now Volusia and Flagler County in the next several hours. Those maximum winds are still at 120 miles per hour. It's expected to roll northward throughout the afternoon, continue to curve around the Carolinas as it loses a little strength, and we're still anticipating this thing curving back around as a tropical storm here by the middle of next week. But for the next, say, 12 hours, we will be under the gun here, at least in some part of central Florida. Now, by 2 o'clock this afternoon, the center of the storm will be off the coast of Volusia and Flagler counties, but we'll still be feeling those tropical storm force winds here through the afternoon, and actually on the backside of this, even into the evening hours in parts of Flagler and Volusia County. So the rain is wrapping around this, and at this point, it's not just feeder bands, it's not just rain bands, we are just a wall of water. So you either have lighter rain, moderate rain, or huge gusty downpours, depending on exactly where you are in the path here with these yellow areas coming around. Those, of course, are the really gusty downpours that we're dealing with, and that's closer to the center of the storm. We have an extreme wind warning. These are very rare. They are only issued when we have extreme wind expected, and we are talking about winds in excess of 115, or I should say up to 115 miles per hour in this area here out at the Cape, and that goes for another 13 minutes, 12 minutes now. It is 7:03 at this point. If this center of this storm had moved a little bit farther inland and scraped the Cape, we would have seen this extreme wind warning in a whole lot more locations. So the fact that the strongest, most extreme winds near the center of the storm are only clipping the Cape, that is better news than what could have happened. The center of the storm has stayed just far enough east as it makes its way to the north that we did not have those huge 115 mile per hour winds in Brevard County. We did, however, have some wind gusts reported 74, 80, 85 miles per hour in southern Brevard County. So still getting those strong hurricane winds there in that area. Daytona Beach just reported a wind gust of 67 miles per hour, so we're starting to see those stronger winds there in Volusia County now. And in Sanford, we had a 54 mile per hour gust reported at the airport just within the last half hour. Now, it's not just wind, it's rain. We have all these showers wrapping around here and so much rain for so many hours that we have a flood warning that was posted, and it actually remains in effect for another hour and a half. Our flood warning until 8:30. It includes most of Brevard County. It includes most of Seminole County, and it includes all of Volusia County for another several inches of rain in many of these spots on top of the 2 and 3 inches of rain we've already had. So flooding will be possible, especially in some low-lying areas. We're going to keep getting this rain for hours now until the storm heads north. We're just going to keep this pattern here with the strongest winds staying from Orlando east over to the coast, but the rain will be filling in all over central Florida. You can see Marion and Sumter, Lake County seeing the showers, lighter clear, but we have these more downpours happening in Seminole and Orange, down into Osceola, over into Brevard, and then also same thing in Flagler and Volusia. We're getting these little pockets where you get that downpour inside those really blustery winds that are coming in. This is our final graphic that I'll show you here, and that is the wind forecast for the tropical storm force winds. That's the yellow. The red is the hurricane force winds. Notice as we get to 8 o'clock, an hour from now, the center of the storm continues its trek to the north-northwest. We'll still be feeling those winds at the Cape, but that's when the hurricane force winds start getting up into southern Volusia. Daytona Beach already had that gust of 67, so it's getting close now. The center will continue moving north. By 10 o'clock, coastal Volusia County still getting those hurricane force winds, and then the 59 to 73, close to hurricane force, will be right behind it in much of inland Volusia and parts of Seminole County. So we are not out of the woods yet. The next several hours we'll be dealing with this wind and rain. We will look at this here. That's noon. Hurricane force winds at that point are up into coastal Volusia and then also coastal Flagler County. And then from there, the center of the storm heads north. That's 2 o'clock this afternoon. We are still getting some of those tropical storm force winds in Seminole and Orange counties, even into parts of northern Brevard right through the evening commute. So we still have a long time to go, even though the center of the storm has started its move to the north. And by 8 o'clock tonight, normally on a Friday night, we would be doing high school football on a Friday night. 7:30. At this point, we will be recovering. We will still be seeing some tropical storm force winds in our northern areas, but the winds will be calming down at that point in the rest of central Florida. Good morning and welcome back. It is 6:52. I'm Amy Sweezy. We are raining right now in central Florida, and we will continue to see rain on and off throughout this entire day. Thunderstorms as well, and more rain for tomorrow. Once we get into the weekend, though, we will start to clear the rain out. We will have lots of sunshine and drier air, but first we have to make it through your Wednesday and your Thursday. The rain is pushing through right now. The green color is the light rain, but the yellow, that's the more moderate showers, and there are several areas where we are seeing those showers. That's just the initial rain that's coming through now. There's still a cold front back to our west that's on its way here in the next several hours, and it's the cold front and also this area of low pressure here that is going to move in closer and bring us the potential for some strong to severe wind gusts. There's even a low threat of an isolated tornado as well. Now that will be late morning through the afternoon. Right now we're just dealing with some rain. Flagler County, Volusia County, much of central Florida, Northern Lake back through Marion, seeing light to moderate showers. Downtown Orlando back through Seminole County, also into Southern Lake and Northern Polk, the I-4 corridor, the Turnpike in Osceola County, and into Brevard along I-95. We are just dealing with this rain, and it will continue now for really the entire day on and off. We'll get a break here before the stronger storms start to roll in, but our biggest concerns, where you see the dark green color here, the southern areas, is for those 58-mile-per-hour winds or greater inside some of the stronger storms that form, and then of course the low possibility of an isolated tornado. We can't rule that out just because the winds in the upper atmosphere are kind of conducive to that or adding to that possibility. By noon today, we will see these thunderstorms rolling into our northern areas. So really between about 10 and noon, that's the timing, the storms get over to the I-4 corridor and the metro area from noon to 3, and then continue pushing over into Brevard County and off to the south during the evening commute. So once the strongest storms end, we will still see quite a bit of rain as we head into the late night, overnight, and even during the day tomorrow. Temperatures will climb a little bit today from where we are now, but we're only going to be in the upper 60s, lower 70s, but we're in the mid to upper 60s right now in much of the area. Tomorrow, we will see that front slowly drifting through, which means more rain tomorrow, although we'll get a few more breaks and a lot of cloud cover. By Friday, we have sunshine and dry air, cooler temperatures, and then that trend continues into the weekend.